Welcome to Venoge Cottage. I'm Mrs. Weaver.
And I'm Mrs. Willard.
And we love to cook. We'll cook anything within reason.
Today's culinary adventure:
bride's pie with calf's feet.
Let's meet our cast of ingredients.
2 ounces champagne, 2 ounces brandy, cinnamon, nutmeg, and mace, 3 apples, candied lemon peel, 1 1/2 cup suet, calf's foot meat, 1 cup raisins, 1 cup currants.
Are we ready to begin, Mrs. Willard?
We are.
Would you please select a mixing bowl?
Yes.
We begin by using the meat left over from making calf's foot jelly. Why add calf's feet to a bride's pie, you might ask? It's not a comment on the bride. The meat possesses gelling properties, which is helpful to this recipe. Chop it finely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Add the currants and raisins. Raisins are dried grapes and sweet to the taste. Currants are a bush-grown berry that is dried and its taste is tart. The two complement each other beautifully.
Mrs. Willard, could you bring the food rest, please?
Add the candied lemon peel. Mix them together. This pie is just like a marriage. It uses ingredients which are good on their own, but even better when they become one.
I'll be needing this.
Select 3 firm, good-sized apples and grate them. Be sure not to peel the apples. The pectin in the skin helps solidify the ingredients. The juice in the apples also plumps the dried fruit as the pie bakes. This adds even more flavor.
Time to add the spices, Mrs. Weaver.
Thank you, Mrs. Willard.
Fruits are nice, and so is spice. Those spices are nutmeg, cinnamon, and blade mace. Grate 2 teaspoons of the nutmeg.
I think that's about enough.
Add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Mace is the outer covering of the nutmeg. Its taste is similar but sharper. If you use blade mace, as we did here, you'll need to put it in a mortar to grind. Mix in a little bit of the cinnamon. It will make the brittle mace easier to grind into a powder. But just like a marriage, a relationship is forged by 2 different personalities. In this recipe, we symbolize that by adding brandy followed by champagne.
Did you miss me?
Yes. Please grate the suet.
Oh.
I'll need this.
Uh-oh. I think I may have gone too long.
Now for the suet. Suet is a fat found around the kidneys of beef or lamb. Its texture is quite different from other fats. We rendered our suet, which makes it much easier to grate.
We're ready for the baking dish, Mrs. Weaver.
Here you are, Mrs. Willard.
Oh, thank you.
You can use suet without rendering. If you do, you must chop it into small pieces. Select a shallow baking dish and pack in the thoroughly blended mixture. The suet binds and solidifies the ingredients as the pie cools. The aromas of the spices, apples, currants, and raisins, coupled with the taste, make this pie truly delicious.
Using your biscuit cutter, create the leaves and flowers to decorate the crust. A vent hole in the center allows the steam to escape. An egg wash will give you a golden brown crust. Warm your baker in front of the fire. Modern terms call this preheating. Baking time is about 45 minutes. This will vary depending upon the heat of your fire. Rotate the pie at least once during the baking. The pie smells wonderful, but just like a marriage, the next step requires patience. As the pie cools, the mixture solidifies.
It's cooled.
Take a nice sharp knife and cut it.
Cuts nicely.
Looks delicious.
Mrs. Willard, if you bring that over.
The paste recipe we used was very short. We used lard, so it cut beautifully. The pie tastes a little bit like mincemeat. Delicious. Total time to make, 1.5 hours.
Next time, Mrs. Willard, let's double the brandy.
And drink the champagne. Until our next culinary adventure.
We'll see you in the kitchen.
Action.
Are we ready to begin, Mrs. Willard?
We are
Would you please select a
a handsome man.
You ain't gonna find that in this set.